What's up guys, and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to take a look at this brand new 2021 Mercedes Benz AMG CLA45. Huge shout out and thank you to Hendrick Mercedes of Northlake for providing this new Mercedes for today's video. Check out the link to their website in the description below. They have a huge selection of Mercedes and of course a lot of these AMG cars. So let's get right into it. And the model that we're looking at today is a 4MATIC car finished off in iridium silver and has an MSRP at $65,000. Underneath the hood, the CLA45 utilizes a handcrafted 2-liter inline 4-cylinder turbocharged engine, and this cranks out 382 horsepower and 354 pound-feet of torque. The engine is paired to the 8-speed dual-clutch transmission and sends the power to all 4 wheels. And with a curb weight around 3,600 pounds, you're looking at 0 to 60 in 4 seconds flat with a limited top speed at 155 miles an hour. And then all running off a 13.5 gallon fuel tank, you can expect 20 miles per gallon in the city and 29 out on the highway. The overall length is 184.8 inches with a wheelbase at 107.4. The height is 55.4 with width at 73.1 inches. And then of course, being an AMG model, you get ventilated and drilled rotors in all 4 corners. The rotors measure 13.8 inches up front with a 4-piston AMG brake caliper, and you get 13-inch rotors in the back. If we take a look at the exterior styling, up front you can see 6 parking sensors within the front bumper as well as a forward-facing camera. You have a massive Mercedes Benz logo and a really large grille opening to allow maximum cooling to the intercoolers as well as the radiator. You can see the horizontal and vertical slots within the grille and your AMG logo. There's also another large opening in the center of the front bumper with a gloss black lower chin spoiler, and then you get massive openings on each side with more gloss black mesh, and you can see the exposed radiators behind that. There's a lot of really sharp lines in this front bumper to give it that aggressive design, and you get the LED headlights with LED daytime running lights that have a really clean look, and then the whole front bumper flows to the hood seamless with a lot of sharp contours. There's 2 prominent body lines right in the center of the hood to give it that aggressive design, and everything flows to the front fenders to give the front end a wider, sporty appearance. And then moving to the side profile, you can see the 19-inch wheels in all 4 corners, finished off in a 2-tone machined silver satin gray. They have the AMG logo in them as well as the Mercedes logo right in the center, and they're wrapped in a Michelin Pilot Sport 4S tire. The side profile has that coupe design, as you can see how the rear end slopes to the trunk. You also get a lot of clean body lines on the side that are very sculpted and really gives the side profile a clean design. You do get 1 sharp body line in the lower portion of the doors as well as a gloss black side skirt. And then the CLA45 has a set of body colored door handles with chrome trim on them, and we also get gloss black mirror caps with your integrated LED turn signal as well as a camera on the lower side. You'll also see gloss black trim around all of the windows to blend them all together. And then you can see the panoramic roof up top with a large portion of glass. And as you make our way to the rear end, you can even see how the fender arches bulge out to give this that wide appearance. We have the LED taillights that are blended seamlessly into the rear bumper. We get 6 more parking sensors in the rear end, and the backup camera actually pops out underneath the Mercedes logo when you're in reverse. You got the AMG and CLA45 badge in the rear, as well as a gloss black rear diffuser with some fins in the center. This has dual quad tip exhaust finished off with black tips, and then more clean lines to really tie in the rear end. So there's a good look at the exterior and some of the specs on the 2021 CLA45. Comment down below, what do you guys think of this sedan? It has a really cool design. I definitely like it in the silver, and those wheels are a nice touch. So we now have Mercedes AMG key fob, has a really cool look, and with the car already locked, all I have to do is grab the door handle, it'll automatically unlock, and we can check out the interior. This interior is finished off with black leather and Alcantara. You'll also see red stitching as well as aluminum accents. If we go ahead and take a look at the door panel now, it's finished off in black. We have black leather up top with the stitching, and then Alcantara and more stitching for the armrest. It is nice and padded. Then we have your window controls as well as mirror controls, your release handle, lock and unlock, and a grab handle in front of that. Some really nice aluminum accents with all of your seating controls and memory seating. Heated seat button is on that as well. We have the automatic trunk release button and a little bit of storage and then part of the audio system. And then moving towards the inside, we have AMG written out on the aluminum door sill, and then lumbar support controls on this left side of the driver's seat. You can see all the stitching design as well as the leather and Alcantara for the seats, and there is a manual grab handle up front that you can open this up to extend the leg rest. You have a really nice design all around for the seats. The stitching and design comes all the way up to the headrest. You can also see how the backs are one piece just to give this a sporty design. And then now inside, keeping my foot on the brake, we can go ahead and fire it up. Taking a look at the gauge cluster now, we have a full LCD display that is configurable. I can use the icons over on the left side of the steering wheel to control what you see in the center screen. If I scroll to the left, you can control what you see on this one. Just swiping through this, you can see a lot of different information that'll come up within the car. Really cool how everything is so configurable like that. Then if I swipe over on this touchpad, it'll go into the center screen now, and I can continue to scroll down to see many different things. You can see your boost pressure, horsepower, and torque gauge comes up, all of your different driving modes for the car, as well as a G meter. And then swiping over to the far right screen now, you can see your temperatures right now. Each side can show a lot of the same things, so you can really mix and match to see how you like everything to look. So really cool how everything is laid out. Of course, navigation comes up. And then taking a look at the steering wheel now, we have all of those controls over on the left side with cruise control. And then on the right side, we have a lot of the Bluetooth and audio controls. And then these buttons up top will actually control the center screen. We have your drive modes in the lower portion. You can toggle traction control on and off, the engine start-stop feature. And then if you actually tap the screen, it'll change what you see within the screen. You can see your dynamic mode on and off. And then on the right side, we have your drive mode. You can just twist to go into all the different driving modes. And then if you even just toggle the button, it'll go right into your individual mode. It also comes up on the screen as you twist it. As you can see me going through all the different driving modes. You also get a really nice Alcantara wrapped steering wheel with a flat bottom design, AMG logo, and then all the brushed aluminum accents. Steering wheel mounted paddle shifters are behind that. And then to the left side of the steering wheel, we have all of your headlight controls and the electronic park and brake, a little bit of piano black accents, as well as some brushed aluminum. You can see one of the air vents, as well as the red stitching going across the entire dash. More of the aluminum goes over to the other side, and you get this really cool shelf design, more ambient lighting as well. Then if we move our way into the center screen now, like you saw, you can control it with the steering wheel. It is touch screen, so you can easily swipe over to see everything in the screen. And then we do have a touchpad down here with shortcuts on it. Then you can use this to control everything. So if I scroll all the way over, you can see your phone. Going into your navigation now, you can see the screen pop up, Super HD display. Hitting the home button again, it goes over. You can continue to scroll over everything within the car. If I go into AMG Performance now, you can see all the characteristics within the car. You can swipe over on the bottom. Going up now, you can go under your engine now. You can see all of that displayed. Consumption pops up as well, dynamic select. So I really like how everything is laid out. You have all of your different apps and settings. Going into your actual settings icon now, you can see what you can change. Your driver's assistance, you can change all of those, all the different safety. You have vehicle as well for everything like that, lighting system. Then if I go ahead and take the car and put us into reverse, your backup camera comes up as well as the top-down view. If I turn the steering wheel now, you can see how all your guidelines change. And then taking a look over on this right side, I can toggle these buttons. You can see your front view camera that'll pop up, a different view with the top down. We have this view to see all of your different wheels, and then another one to see the full rear view, and then this one goes back to the standard backup camera. And then just pressing this button, we can go back into park. Below that screen now, we have 3 more air vents with ambient lighting around them. You can get a really good look at them. They have a really cool brushed aluminum design. Engine start-stop feature over on the left. And then we have all of your climate control settings down below that on this bar right here. You can see this is a really cool toggle. You can toggle these up and down for fan speed, your auto, different zones as well. You can sync the dual zone. You have your temperature over on this left side. If I just toggle this button right here for menu, it actually comes up right on the screen with everything that you need to see. And of course, you can use the touchscreen to change everything. You have your different zones as well, fan speed in the center. And then beneath all those controls, we do have a wireless phone charging mat down here. We have a 12-volt over on the right with a USB on the left. We have 2 cup holders right in the center, and you can open up these buttons for a little bit smaller cups, which is really cool to see. You have some gloss black accents right in the center with more of the satin aluminum. You have an arm pad right here, so you can easily control this, easily touch everything that you need. We have your drive mode button right here. You can toggle this up and down. It pops up with the same screen that we saw using the buttons on the steering wheel. And then we have a shortcut to your camera, which will come up right here. You can also see the different settings right there. We have shortcuts to all the navigation and radio, volume on off. And then on the left side of this pad right here, you have another button for your traction control, and then automatic and manual. And then taking a look at the center armrest now, we have black leather and red stitching. Just pressing this button right now, it opens up. You have quite a lot of space in here, as you can see, with 2 USB ports, and you can independently close these for easy access while still using this as an armrest. Over on the right side, we have your glove box. Opening this up, we have a ton of space in here, which is really nice to see for a smaller car like this. And then one last look at the overall interior. I love the red stitching and ambient lighting you can see on the door. The aluminum, Alcantara, and leather has a really good design. These sporty seats are really cool as well with all the materials. We have the sunshade up top for the sunroof, then all your dome lights and controls up top as well. And then to take a look at the rear seat space, I can go ahead and open up the door. You'll also notice how this has pillarless doors, which look really nice. You have a very similar door panel like you saw up front with all these same materials. And then the same seating back here with the Alcantara and leather, then all the red stitching. Then we do get a few amenities back here as well, like your air conditioning vents, as well as a USB port, and then storage behind the front seats. All right, so hopping into the back of the CLA. Now this is what a Mercedes' smallest sedans offered, and even being the coupe design, you know, that sloping rear end compared to an A-class Mercedes, it's actually pretty roomy back here. There is a cutout in the ceiling, so I do have some headroom. My head is just barely touching the ceiling, but it is nice and doable back here. I'm 5'11". I also have the driver's seat set at my height. I have a few inches of knee room, and my feet are fitting comfortably. So for this smaller car, it's actually pretty roomy. The armrest is in a really good place as well, and then you have a pretty good amount of glass back here, so it's decently open up here. And then you can also grab the center and pull this down. We have a nice little armrest, and then you can tap these buttons and it opens up to have two nice cup holders. And then to go ahead and take a look at the trunk space, you can use the button on the key fob, the one on the interior, or just flip up the Mercedes logo. It'll automatically pop nice and open. You have quite a lot of space back here, as you can see, and it's fairly squared off for larger items of luggage. And then we have manual releases up top. It'll unlock the rear seats. And then with the seats folded down now, you can see just how much more storage space we have in the back of a CLA. They fold nearly flat as well, and you still get some room up in front of them. And the opening to the trunk is actually pretty large to make a smaller sedan like this very practical. All right guys, so we are setting off now in the 2021 AMG CLA45. Now I've driven the 250s, the AMG 35. I've never driven the 45. This is the big boy, the top of the line one, the most powerful, most performance oriented car. So as we're on a normal road right now, just getting our bearings with the car in the normal settings right now, this is a nice and comfortable car to drive. Everything feels like a Mercedes should. It's pretty comfortable in here and quiet. You don't really hear any road noise or wind noise, and it's really comfortable. These seats are really nice. I love how the extendable leg rest is there, and then the bolsters and everything like that. It's not a crazy aggressive seat, but it's nice and comfortable for daily driving, and aggressive enough if you're gonna play with the car a little bit. The Alcantara steering wheel, this is so nice to hold. I love the material. I especially love the red stripe on the top and the red stitching. It just looks super cool. Paddle shifters, I can really easily feel them. And then the armrests are in a great place to where you can actually just genuinely be comfortable driving in this car. As far as visibility goes, the mirrors all do a really good job letting me see what's going on behind me. And then looking over my left and right shoulders, there's really not any blind spots. For being that coupe design, that low slung rear end, it doesn't really compromise visibility, and you have a huge windshield to easily see what's going on in front of you. And then using the interior, I like how you can use the buttons on the steering wheel, touchscreen, or the one down here. So Mercedes really makes it to where you can use the car the way you want to. Not everybody likes touchscreen, not everybody likes steering wheel controls, so you have 3 different ways, which I think is a really good touch. And then the overall layout on the interior, this is the more up-to-date Mercedes interior with the huge screens, the circle air vents. It just looks like a premium car, even though this is based off of one of their smallest cars and more entry-level vehicles. So with that said, we will go ahead and toggle some of our drive modes. We'll go into the Sport Plus mode, and then if I go home right now, I can swipe over. It's already a little bit louder. We can go into the AMG screen right now, get a lot of the parameters coming up with your horsepower and torque. You can see it all. And let me go ahead and put us into manual mode now. You get your gear right in the center as well. Whoa. Wow, that is fast. So all-wheel drive, the turbocharged 4-cylinder, that is quick. Wow, that wasn't even 4,000 RPM. The dual clutch is so quick shifting as well. Man, and you even get a little bit of a crack on every upshift, which is a really cool touch. And then going into a nice sweeping turn now, the car is really stable feeling. I really like how agile the car feels. There's no body roll or flex or anything like that with the chassis. So it's a car that you can kind of flick around and actually have some fun with. We got a few more turns coming up. You can feel the bumps now that we're in the sport mode. Steering is really responsive, going up and over a hill. Man, the car is really good. And then even hitting the brakes a little bit harder. Yeah, that thing comes to a stop as well in the transmission. I like the sounds you get from the exhaust and the engine. You hear a little bit of the turbo noises. That is super cool. And then if I go ahead and just toggle us down into the comfort mode as well, the car kind of tones down back into automatic. You can feel how the car just kind of lightens up a little bit. Steering is now super light, and there's actually a little bit more body roll. Wow. that actually feels much more like comfortable and like a luxury sedan would take a turn, just kind of being a little bit more floaty now. And the car tones down. We're now back into a nice luxury Mercedes, which is really cool how this car can be, from a flip of a switch, go from a nice luxury car, smaller size vehicle, to then a good sports car. So with that said, we're gonna go back into the Sport Plus mode. In automatic, it gets much more aggressive with how it's gonna shift. I'm gonna keep us in manual though, because I would rather do the shifting. We have a nice sharp turn now. We're going about 45, and we're gonna slow it down forward a little bit, one downshift. Wow. And it has such a good sound. For a 4-cylinder, it has some really good sounds. I'm sure a lot of that is from the speakers, but the way the acoustics are in this car, I think it's a really well put together vehicle to where it just feels like a nice high quality car. And I think the car is very well balanced. It may not be the fastest car in the world, you know, 4 seconds 0 to 60, but I mean, it's pretty darn quick. And I am smiling driving this car. So yeah, I don't really see any complaints with it. It is fun to drive. I'm really glad I was able to finally check out the 45. The AMG 45 is definitely a really cool car. We will tone us down into the comfort mode, automatic mode, and just kind of cruise back to the dealer. But I hope you guys enjoyed the video. The 2021 Mercedes Benz AMG CLA45. It's a lot for a name of a car, but it is one heck of a small size sporty sedan. If you guys enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and hit that subscribe button. Stay tuned for plenty more content to come. And then a huge shout out and thank you to Hendrick Mercedes of Northlake for providing this Mercedes for today's video. They have a huge selection of the 2021 Mercedes lineup, so definitely check them out. So that's it, guys. I'll see you next video.